Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Devine Magazine and Talk Show. Celebrate your life with Daniel and Carleatha. Yes, we're continuing on our journey, and time is on your side.
Yes, time is on your side.
Yes. So we thank you all for joining in on our journey and with the show. Good morning,
hello,
Faith Christian.
It's Christian Faith.
Missionary Baptist Church.
Okay.
Thank you. Good morning. Welcome. We are so grateful that you all are tuning in this morning. We know that this is the day the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be exceeding and abundantly glad in it. For God, you're so good. And your mercy endure forever. Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning. Let us know where you're from.
Yeah, let us know where you're from. Where you're representing from.
Where you're representing and everything. This morning, we're going to continue on from yesterday. Daniel had something you want to say, but in the process, Daniel, video over there. We have to do it all. Daniel's learning he has to be the sound tech and everything else. So, I think there's a glow on my face, but we'll fix that anyway. But we are so grateful for everything. We still celebrating and you all. Remember I have my pom-pom, yay, that I made. And learning to celebrate your life, learning that time is on your side. When we're saying that the time is on your side, we're not meaning that you're wasting time. We're saying that God is giving you time to start living the life that you were meant to live. Start doing you. Start doing what you love to do. Start, embracing your past, embracing your mistakes, and embracing your struggles. It's time to lay down those things that, has been burdening you, that dead weight, that's been holding you back. Those things that, that kept you from going forward. So, as we are in this, we walking this with you. We letting you know we being real with you. We understand, good morning. That's you saying good morning.
Yes, I say people so you can see it and hear it.
And so we're so grateful for everyone. And so I seen the good morning. I'm like, wait a minute, I seen good morning, but that's Daniel saying good morning. Thank you, Daniel. And so anyway, it's awesome that I can see myself also on the computer. You have anything you want to start off with? I know. Don't forget, guys, as we starting off, we'll talk about the books. Daniel be penning, my book. I want you all to please purchase my book, and then you'll share the link with you guys, and also in purchasing. This is the Creole Italian seasoning. Can y'all see that? And then you'll post information about it. Someone yesterday asked me, "Are you still doing hair?" Yes, girl. That's my first love. And if you're interested in, you want to start learning how to write your book, it's time for you to tell your story. It's not telling your business. It's telling your story where you feel released, where you feel free. All you gotta do then is just copy the link and just post it, and it'll do what it needs to do. You can put some little words with it if you want to. But anyway, it's time to live on your lane. Good morning, Cortina. Good morning. And also, you have to understand too that it takes time to build. I don't care what you're building, it takes time. And that's why I say time is on your side. I'm not telling you to procrastinate. I'm not telling you to get stagnated. I'm telling you to come out of stagnation and start living you and start doing you. God is giving you time to do you. Good morning, Daryl. How are you? And so in that, you have time. God is giving you time to do what you need to do to get you where you need to do. And, because, people always want to put you in that rush. Hurry up and get this done. But, that's what causes the stress. That's what causes the anxiety. That's what causes the different struggles in your life, the anxiety, feeling overwhelmed, the depression, because, you raced against this time that man made. No, what did God tell you to do? God knows when you're working. He knows when you're working and when you're not. He knows what you're doing. He sees what's going on behind the scenes. And so don't get in the rush where you don't get things done effectively and you don't get things done in a spirit of excellence. Do whatever you can do with what's in your hands. And so, also, You know, because, you know, we do live in this microwave society where people, I would say, you know, they want you to rush to get things done, but have you ever noticed they don't rush to get things done? The ones that are telling you to rush to get things done generally are not rushing to get things done. And so, you know, you have to learn that it takes time to correct your mistakes, to learn from them. I'm not telling you to take years to learn from them, but, you know, some things it will take you a while, and it's okay, you know, but just keep moving in the time that God's allowing you. Pace yourself, but be like the turtle, like we talked on last week about the turtle, you know, the turtle and the hare. Y'all remember that old story? And you know, we talked about how the turtle share the hare side too. Then just share all the links if you want to, please. Well, as I'm talking, you can do that. You can share the I talked about the hare because somebody wanted to know about that.
Okay.
And so you know, just stay in the lane of what God has called you to do, and don't worry about what other people are doing. Take time to take care of you. You know, like I told you, here's my smoothie right here. You know, Daniel is already drunk. He is, I believe.
It's already gone.
It's already gone. And so, you know, and remember that when one door closes, I'm just kind of recapping, you know, before we get into what was really going on today, is that when one door closes, God always opens up another door. And so, you know, you got to understand sometimes that when relationships are ending, when things are going on in a relationship, you know, why is this person tripping? Why is this whatever was going on? You know, a lot of times there's a changing of the guard, that God is telling you that, you know, it's time that your season is changing. And, you know, you have to be quite okay with that. And you have to learn that you're not going to please everyone. And you have to be perfectly okay with it. My tongue a little heavy this morning. Perfectly okay with that. And so, you know, and, you know, it's not that you're being selfish. You're learning to take care of you. You know, take care of that heart. Because, you know, this heart, it's a solid one. You know, I was on the phone with a friend of mine yesterday, and a friend of hers called her boss on the phone saying that she had a heart attack and she didn't even know it. The lady's a picture of health. And so, you know, you got to take care of that heart. That heart is, well, I'm learning with this, you know, eating right and pacing myself and, you know, getting rid of the stress. I'm doing a whole clean. Good morning, Althea. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. I didn't see your name pop up. I'm sorry. And so, you know, just learning that, you know, learn to pace yourself, learning to just stay in your lane and do what you got to do and let God handle the rest. As long as you're doing what you know you're supposed to be doing, God's going to handle the rest. He's going to give the increase to what you're doing. You know, faith without works is dead. You know, you can't just keep talking about what you're going to do. And, you know, and I've learned in this, and learning even more, you learn it from childhood. You know, I don't know how well that worked in childhood, but as you get older, you learn not to compare yourself. You know, the turtle didn't compare himself to the hare. He stayed in his lane. He did what he knew that he was supposed to do. And so, you know, that was the thing with the turtle and the hare, that, you know, he didn't compare himself. He did what he stayed focused. He enjoyed the journey. Because I like to say, you know, the turtle had to have been doing one of these. You know, he was getting the scenic route, you know, taking his time, enjoying the journey, even though it was a process for him to carry. He had a load he was carrying. Mm-hmm. You know, the load was behind him on his back. He was carrying the load. But he took his time. And guess what? While the hater was thinking that he wasn't going to be where he needed to be, guess what? He was. Mm-hmm. So you have to learn that, you know, just stay in your lane. Mm-hmm. And, you know, yesterday we talked about Daniel. Very inspirational to a lot of people. And to us, you know, it was a relief in learning in times on your side. I don't want to start getting mushy here, but, you know, in learning that, you know, I had to like kind of push you to let you know it was time for you to step out and celebrate you, living your dream. Mm-hmm. It's Daniel's dream. It's not my dream. You know, you all are watching this show, but this has been my dream. This is my baby. This is something that I did before Daniel. Daniel was holding the camera. If you go on my YouTube channel, Daniel put the YouTube link up there. And you can see all the videos that we've done. You even see some cooking tips and, you know, some of my famous dishes and things. It's great for you to check out. Instead of strolling all the way down on Facebook, you get it on YouTube and you go to the one that you would like to see. So that's the purpose of the YouTube. Is also eventually we'll start live streaming from YouTube. But right now, you can go. As we do the videos, we're posting it on Facebook. I don't think they loaded the one on there from yesterday, but he will be loading it on today. But you'll see all the videos. You'll even get the videos where you'll see that I started Devine talk show, magazine and talk show a few years ago. And I, didn't, through the trials, I kind of put it on the back burner because I had things got started getting too tough, and I kind of I can't fit this in the schedule, Lord. I don't know how to do this and do what I need to do for Daniel and everybody else. I was on the back burner, but I was suffering inside, not knowing this. And so, now this is my baby. Daniel's here with me. He loves speaking to you guys, but this is not his dream. This is my dream. And so, with that, I had to learn not in just letting Daniel go, he's able to go out and hang with his friends and all of that, but it was also in letting Daniel pursue what he wanted to do outside of me. And as a mom, that was hard, but I had to be the one. I had to be the eagle to kick the eagle out, the little eaglet out and say, okay, it's time for you to start doing what you want to do outside of mom. Make your life for you. And I celebrate him in this. It was an inspirational moment. You can check the video out on yesterday to see, what unfolded. And so I don't want to relive that moment right now. So, because Daniel has something very touching for you all as well today. That after the show, God didn't stop. It kept rolling, and Daniel has to share. He want to share with you all because, the purpose of our show is to walk out what God used the exposure of us to walk out our lives before you, but not telling all our business or anything like that, but to be an inspiration to other people, to help other people cope with different things in their lives or what they're going through. And so with that, we know that this is something that God has ordained, and so we're gonna let Daniel, tell his side of what how things happen or whatever.
Okay, how are you guys doing? As you know, yesterday I did start to begin on, that this isn't my dream. This is my mom's dream. And it's not that I don't like talking to you guys. I don't like being on here with her. I don't like being on here. Hi, Tina, how you doing? Not that I don't like being on here or anything. It's just that this is not something I want to make a career out of. And I can't hold my mama back from achieving her dream, from doing this with you guys, because I don't want to do it. Because this is my dream. And a lot of y'all did not know, but you see me, in public with my mom, you think I'm just this goody two-shoes, sweet little angel. Oh, Dad, he's so cute. Oh, he's so mannerable. Yeah, in public. But it's all, and everybody has that. It's all different behind closed doors. When you're at home and it's just me and her. It's all different. It's all different. I wasn't the sweet little angel that y'all think that I was, in public.
All the time.
All the time. Now, I'm not no bad kid or a bad person. It's just that we all have moments. If you got teenagers or kids.
Let's just say this, I covered up.
Yeah, she covered up
a lot.
She covered up a lot. She put on fronts for a lot of people.
I wish I put it on the front. I covered it up.
Like,
I just protected you.
It protected me from what people could, well,
I'm gonna let you just be real.
Okay. Could have seen, had she had not covered it all up. You'd have seen all my flaws, my mistakes, bad attitudes, all that. And every kid, every teenager growing up has those problems and issues. But it's still a decision, it's still a choice whether to be, disobedient or disrespectful or manipulating or it's just, every parent pretty much has that, if you have more than one kid or you have that kid that, it's kind of difficult to deal with, I had to deal with the fact that, me and my mom had a conversation yesterday, and I thought I was over the fact of my dad not being in my life. I thought I was over it. And all this time, all the struggles, I played a part in all of that. I played a big part in all of that. Why we ended up where we are today. Because my mom, was trying to pursue her dream. I wouldn't tell her that, okay, this isn't my dream. I don't want to really do this. It's not something I want to be doing my own thing, working towards my dream, my goals, my visions. But, me not telling her that, I thought that this was something I was forced to do. So, when you are forced, when you feel like you are forced to do anything, that goes for anybody. When you feel like you are forced to do anything, what do? You rebel. I feel like I was forced to have to work my mom's dream. And I felt like, okay, I'm forced to do this. I can't do what I want to do. I can't, work towards becoming an engineer, work towards becoming a barber. I can't, hang out with my friends like I want to. I can't, go to the movies. I can't go here. I can't go to this friend's house. I felt like, in a sense, I felt like she was holding me back. When all along, I could have been helping her. We'd have been farther along than we are today. And, I could have been spending time with my friends and this and that. But I couldn't see that. Because deep down, there was something wrong with me. I wasn't over the fact. Hi, Miss Ella, how you doing? I wasn't over the fact that my dad wasn't in my life. I've heard my dad say some things to me and to my mother, that no child ever wants to hear. When I was 10 years old, and that kind of started the cycle of us going through. When I was 10 years old, my dad was coming to come get me. We were going to, go to Louisiana and spend time with a family member who was having a birthday. We were going to take a trip to Louisiana and take her to San Antonio and this little birthday present. And she asked me to stay for that weekend and go the next weekend.
Me, I asked him.
Yeah, she asked me, my mom. I was 10 years old. I didn't know,
I was had to make a life altering decision.
I was having to make a life
No,
altering.
I, as a woman, I needed the support.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know the importance of what she was asking me, because, you're 10 years old, you kind of carefree at that point,
Mm-hmm.
Until, you get up in age, once you get to middle school, you start understanding things more. I'm still elementary school at this point. I'm in 4th grade. So, I'm not thinking this is as important. My brain isn't, functioning on a level of capacity that I would be now, as an 18-year-old. So, you know, and I didn't know at 10 years old I was going to be losing, you know, my father, you know. And when you say that, I didn't mean that he passed or anything. I mean that he just left out of my life. You know, he was a very hands-on father before that. You know, he was in my life. You know, he would take me places. He would talk to me, you know. But then, you know, after he brought me back home, you know, I never saw him after that until, you know, court. Until we were in court. And he acted a fool in court. And, you know, seeing that, I was 11 at that point. Seeing that, you know, that hurt me that my father is doing this in front of all these people and he doesn't want to support my mom and I, you know, by paying us child support. You know, he's making all kinds of excuses and, at 11 to see all that, that's a lot to take on, and it does something to the mind. You know, a child's mind cannot take what an adult mind can take. And to hear, you know, I overheard a lot of conversations he would have with people about me and, you know, how, you know, he pretty much couldn't stand me and, you know, he didn't want to be in my life anymore. All those conversations summed up to those sentences. That he wasn't going to be in my life, you know. He wasn't going to be involved anymore. He didn't really care about me. He didn't really love me. I'm hearing this as a 10-year-old. And so, you know, it really hurt. It was devastating. It really hurt. It was excruciating to know that my father never really cared about me, never really loved me. Because if you love someone, you're not going to stay away from that person. Especially a child. Your child. So, I grew up, you know, I got older, and I'm seeing pretty much all my friends have their dads in their lives. In the home with them. Either it's a stepfather, you know, or their biological dad. They have relationships with their fathers. Their fathers are there. But, you know, I'm dealing with that, and mine wasn't. Never a phone call, never reached out, never, you know, nothing. No type of contact whatsoever. You know, I remember my mom reaching out to him when I got a hand, foot, and mouth disease. And I was 12 years old. Or 11. I was 11 or 12. I can't remember. And, you know, he didn't care. He basically told my mom, you take care of him. Didn't come see me, you know, nothing. And people, well, parents think that their children aren't watching, that they aren't paying attention, that they aren't retaining what they're seeing. They are. And you don't want that child to have his own perception, his own point of view of what he was seeing, because you didn't talk to them. So now, you know, he or she grows up thinking that, okay, you know, my parents don't really care about me, or, you know, they don't care about what I'm seeing. And you wonder what's wrong with your kid, you know. Black people have gotten this statistic. Well, the world's put a statistic on us that black fathers aren't in their children's lives. Now, a lot of people think that they can make it without their father. A lot of parents think, single mothers or, single dads think they can make it without the other parent. It'll be fine, Without help, no, they're not. Without talking with them, without, that child speaking up and saying, what's on his mind, how he's feeling, no. God made two parents for a reason. Both of them need to be involved in a child's life for that child to grow up and be fully functional and to be successful. And if one is missing, it needs to be replaced, as soon as possible. You need some type of father figure, in your life, some type of mother figure in your life, a mentor, an aunt or uncle, a cousin, something. You need somebody there to identify with. Like I said, I thought I was over the fact that my dad wasn't in my life. And I was angry and bitter and mad at him for a long time. And I took it out, the anger I had on him, towards my mother. And so my mother thought that, I thought she was the enemy, or that I didn't love her, thought that I hated her, thought that I had resentment towards her. It wasn't her that I had resentment and hate towards. It's my father. But I didn't know how to deal with, the pain of not having him there. Growing up and you're seeing your friends with their fathers, Father's Day is a very tough day for me. I used to spend Father's Day with my dad. Now, and plus, because of social media, Snapchat and then Twitter and Instagram, they make big deals out of holidays. So you see all these hashtags and filters of, Happy Father's Day, and, people taking pictures with their dad, and, that hurts to see that. It's not that I'm jealous of anybody that they have a dad in their lives. It hurts me that I don't have my dad there. At my graduation. Of course I love the fact that my mom was there. Because he's always been there for me. I want you to know I appreciate and love you that you've always been there. That you've always been there. But to see, I walked in that room into the Montaigne Center, into that huge auditorium, and I've seen parents, mother and father, there for their kids. I've seen family members, grandparents, all these people that they probably even live in the same city. But guess what? They came to see their grandchild or their children walk across that stage. And I don't want you to think, you don't think your mother's enough? Yes, she's enough. She's always been there. But I looked and I saw, okay, it's just my mom there. There's nobody else. I mean, people sitting next to me, my fellow classmates sitting next to me. I look over and she looking at her parents, her grandparents there, her parents are there, her brothers are there, there's about 10 people over there, for her. People came to see her or him walk across the stage. And I look over, my dad isn't there. That hurt. Even though it is such a surreal, it's such a joyful you know, such an awesome moment, you know, graduating. But I'm graduating, and my father was never there for any of my middle school years or my high school years, and 2 years of my elementary years. You know, from 4th to 12th grade, my father was never there. And people going like, well, a lot of people make it, a lot of people are successful, but, you know, you don't know how that feels for everybody. Everybody is different. Everybody feels different. Everybody deals with a certain situation different. You know, it'd been one thing never growing up without my dad. You know, he was never there, or he left when I was really, 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 really young. But I spent 10 years with my dad, and then he was just ripped out of my life. You know, not killed, not murdered, or sent to jail or anything. Even though he was, you know, for, you know, back child support. But he just left. He just had nothing to do with me anymore. No communication, no nothing. And I finally got a call from him when I was 17. It's my junior year. It was around March or April. Was it February? Between February and March, I can't remember the exact month. It's one of those 3 months. And he tells me, why haven't you contacted me? He tells me that. Why haven't you contacted me? And right then and there, I knew something is seriously wrong with this man. It is never, ever a child's job to seek after his parents, his or her parents. It's not a child's job to seek after and take care of their parents. Make you know, that's not, no. That's not how it goes. It is solely the parents' job to make sure they stay in contact with that child. That is their job. Now, of course, you know, a child has, you know, they call their parents and check up on their parents, but I'm a child, an actual child. It's not my job. And even if I wanted to, I couldn't, you know, contact him. No phone number. And I didn't want to contact him. You know, that's just how I felt. I didn't, you know, and yes, it's wrong to feel that way, but it's also wrong what he did to me and did to my mom. It's even more wrong. I didn't do anything to him but be a kid. You know, that's, you know. You know, I have brothers and sisters, you know, from him that I have, but I didn't know how to contact them either. And my sister, you know, comes on here and watches us sometimes, and, you know, it's just hard. And you wonder why some people don't end up successful. They don't end up, you know, growing into, you know, the CEO, or, you know, they end up living impoverished lives, or they're not fully functional. Some of them end up being special needs. Some of them end up, you know, in the psych ward and this and that. Because as a kid, your mind is very fragile. Your mind is very fragile. You know, why some kids are addicted to sex, addicted to drugs and drinking and, you know, all the types of different things. Because they, you know, they're hiding from that pain. They're trying to cope with that pain. Now, I didn't do any of that. Mm-hmm. Thank God I didn't. Mm-hmm. But I dealt with it a whole different way by, you know, taking out my pain on my mom, which is wrong. And Mom wants you to know that I take responsibility. I take full ownership of everything that I did that, you know, putting you through stress. A lot of things my mom is dealing with today is because I did it. I played a part in it. Now, of course, other people, you know, I don't want y'all to think it's all me. You know, other people did play a part in how my mom is today. You know, but I know what I played a part. I know what I did. You know, the added stress, the added pain that I caused. My part, what I did. I take full ownership. I take responsibility. Mama, I'm sorry. I apologize for everything I did. And a lot of y'all who wonder what's wrong with your kid, really talk with them. Really talk with them about what it is. You know, you wonder why your child's acting the way they are acting. If they're being disrespectful, being disobedient, you know. They're always sneaking out the house. You know, you gotta figure out, a lot of that isn't them just being a teenager, isn't them just being a kid. A lot of that, they're dealing with something. They're dealing with something. And you need to find out what that is before it's too late. Because once your kid leaves your house, you know, it's not up to you anymore to make sure he's okay. He or she's okay. They're on their own now. So now you can't protect them like you want to. So while they're in your home, you know, you're taking care of them. Really have that talk. Figure out what's going on. Take them to therapists. Take them to see some psychiatrists. Take them to the doctor. Figure out what's wrong. And that's what a lot of black people don't do. You don't talk about what's going on the inside. And I'm guilty of that. You know, black people grew up sweeping things underneath the rug, or, you know, what stays in this house stays in this house. Oh, we don't talk about that. Keep that to yourself. What kind of logic is that? Yeah. And you wonder why you don't have the capacity to go out and do what you want to do, or be who you want to be, or you don't have the education, because your mind is all jacked up. You know, you hold on to all these secrets, all these feelings, and you wondering why, you know, heart attacks is the #1 killer of black people. That and cancer. Anything to do with the heart, it is #1 for black people. Blood pressure, all that is #1. High cholesterol, all that is #1 for black people. #1 killer for black people. You know, and it's not something you can really, you know, you don't have really control over it. You know, that if when it happens, you know, it's like something, you know, oh, I feel like I'm dying. You know, that you go to sleep and don't wake up with this type of thing. Mm-hmm. You could be looking healthy as an ox, and then you keel over. Yeah. You dead. Mm-hmm. So true. You know, once that attack happens, you can't stop it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't save someone from having a, I'm talking about when it occurs. You can't save someone from having a heart attack. And it's because all that stuff that you holding in weighs on the heart.
Yes.
It causes you to do things you wouldn't normally do. Like you have an over excessive eating disorder. Like you just eat.
Depression.
Depression. It causes suicide. All this.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody should be dying from anything to do with the heart. Because the heart's supposed to be pure. It's supposed to be clean. That should not be a number one killer at all. People who are causing people to go through stress and this and that, you just basically killed that person by, you didn't touch them or anything. Maybe they say you didn't touch them or you didn't hit them. But you causing all this stress, you causing all this pain. And when they have that heart attack and they don't wake up, you basically just killed that person. The heart couldn't take all that. Time is a very precious thing. Time pretty much runs all things because God is time. Everything runs on time. But we shouldn't be letting time run us. The human created time.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't be living by a clock. Wondering when our time is going to run out. It's not how you should live. You should just be living. Just live life. Be free. Stop holding on to the past and things that happen in the past. You can't do nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
I know it hurts. Things happen to you in the past and it's hard to get over. But that's where God comes in.
Yeah.
That's where going and seeking out help goes in. You don't want to tell. I don't want to tell about my business, what's going on in my personal life. Well, you wish you would have when you had a heart attack and you keel over and die.
They can't really wish anymore. They don't want that.
Yeah, you can't do nothing once you're gone. That's what you don't want.
Yeah.
So while you have, while you're alive and you're still able to go out and get help, go get help.
Yeah, don't be ashamed to get help.
Don't be ashamed. You wonder, the white man this, the white man that, and why all these different cultures doing so much better than black people. Just guess what they go do? I just heard on, I was watching Jada Pinkett Smith and the other lady from the Today Show. She said, I love going to a therapist. She said, I love going. And that's something you would probably never hear a black person say. That they love going to a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking at her. She looked free. She, like nothing wrong with her. She she's successful. But then you look at some of us black people, and we aren't.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be the few and the proud of us that become successful.
Yeah.
This is not the Marines.
Mm-hmm.
Life is not the Marines. Being successful is not the Marines. The few and the proud only gonna make it. What? Everybody should be making it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everybody should be making it. Everybody should be living out their dreams and their visions. We should also be supporting one another. We wonder why other countries are doing so much better than us. They support each other. Why the crime rate so high? Because we don't care. if you guys know who Donald Glover is, you know, he's a rapper. I don't come at me for this, okay? He's a rapper, but he made a song and a video called "This Is America," and in the video, the whole message is he's showing how us Americans don't focus on what's important and what's real and what matters we should really be taking serious, what we really should be looking at. And a whole lot of people missed the message that he was trying to portray. You know, we're caught up in, I like how he look in the video and he dancing and but his words pretty much are nothing about what's going on in the background. People getting killed in the background. You know, he portrayed a lot in that video. You know, that person who shot up those churches and, you know, people killing kids and people in Africa getting taken. All that's going on in this video. Everything that's been going on in the news. You know, young black men getting shot down in the streets. He's portraying all that in the video. But a lot of people are distracted by looking at him and what he's saying. When what he's saying has nothing to do with, I think that is so genius. He's trying to say, no, look at what's going on in the background. That's what you really should be focusing on.
Wow.
Not me. I'm not talking about nothing. I'm not doing anything. And if you really look at the lyrics, he's not talking about anything in this video. And so that's what we have to get back to. Focus on what's serious. What really matters. You know, go out and get help, man. Surround you. If you are around people who don't want to get help and don't want to be helped and don't want to stay where they are, man, leave those people where they are at, because they're not going to get you anywhere. Get around some people that are going to help build you up, help get you to where you need to be. Seek God. Ask Him to place you around people. Ask Him to send people to you to help you. Because you're never going to get where you need to be just staying stuck in one place.
Yeah.
You can't grow if you're being stuck on tomorrow, on yesterday. You live in life worried about, what's gonna happen tomorrow. You worried about your past, you worried about your future. But you're not doing anything to help get you where God wants you to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what I had to learn. You know, what I was doing wasn't getting me anywhere. It wouldn't have been for my mom. A lot of you don't know that. I was an honor roll student. Yeah, I was.
A-B. All A's, 2 B's.
All A's, 2 B's. But like I said, after my dad was ripped out of my life, I was doing all of that, making honor roll, doing well in school, not getting in trouble, because I wanted to make my dad proud. And John Gray spoke on that. He said he just wanted his dad to be proud of him. Of course, mom is there, and you're glad she's there for you. But, I was doing all that because I had both of my parents there. I wanted to make both of them proud. Now one is gone. He don't want me. He don't love me. I was thinking, what's the point of me doing any of this anymore? If it wouldn't have been for my mom, I wouldn't have graduated. My mom and God. It wouldn't have been for my mom and God. God and my mom, sorry. I would not have graduated.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't take it as I'm not smart or I'm not educated. Oh, I'm very smart and I'm very
Well,
educated.
they know you all A and 2B. You
Yeah.
must have been extremely smart.
Yeah. It's just that I didn't, like, I would do work and wouldn't turn it in. I do work, don't turn it in. You know, I turn in late, or I never would turn it in, or I lose it on purpose. You know,
So a lot of things you were doing on purpose to
a lot of
sabotage.
things I was doing on purpose to sabotage myself because I didn't care about myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I was like, you know, that one person that, you know, I thought really was proud of me, and of course mom is proud of me, but men, we identify with our dads. You know, a lot of things that I should have learned, I should have been talking to my dad with, I had talked to my mom with. And we
didn't talk to me.
No, I didn't. And we are two different genders. So I can't identify as her as much as I would identify with that, as much as I would identify with a male. You know. So, you know, that was me going through, and you know, I had to let go. Mm-hmm. And I finally let go yesterday. Finally let go. I'm finally free.
Thank you, Jesus.
You know, I care about myself, and you know, I love myself. I want to do good. I want to, you know, make my mom proud. You know, all that stuff, you know, in the past don't matter to me anymore. No longer has a hold on me. I'm not going to let it have a hold on me. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be who I want to be. I'm going to make something out of myself. No, this isn't my dream, but it's my mom's dream. I'm going to help her dream come true. Because she put her dream on the back burner for me.
My dreams.
Yeah, her dreams on the back burner for me when I wouldn't even, you know, it almost like she was wasting her time. Because I wasn't doing anything. Wasn't caring.
And people couldn't see that.
People thought I was, you know, I was everything I was not. I was doing everything I wasn't doing.
He wasn't helping me like
I wasn't.
People thought.
Now, don't get me wrong, I wasn't no just outright rebellious kid. No. Mm-hmm. I just wasn't doing enough. I was doing what I thought was enough, which was way lower than that level of enough.
Yes.
You know, I was doing pretty much bare minimum. Mm-hmm. You know, when all my mom was asking me to do was meet her halfway.
Because I couldn't do it all by myself. Couldn't.
Yeah, so
I failed it a lot because he wasn't helping me.
Yeah, my mom failed at a lot of things didn't go through for her. A lot of things didn't happen for us. Like, it should have happened because I wasn't putting forth enough effort. Mm-hmm.
And so that's how that cycle started.
Yeah, so that cycle happened. That's how 8 years we went through. That's pretty much the same thing over and over.
He's just now getting the breakthrough.
And I'm just now getting the breakthrough. And you see how how those 8 years, we could have been so much farther ahead had I reached out and got help.
Or just when I would ask you
what
was
she
wrong.
would ask me what was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wouldn't talk because, you know, I didn't know how you know, I was already in what I was in. So it's like I didn't care to talk.
You
I
feel
didn't
like
care.
you feel like you were in too deep?
Yeah, I feel like I was in too deep. I feel like, I was at a point of no return. Or, there's no use to me even trying because, I'm going to fail anyway.
So that's why it was the resistance.
That's why there was resistance. But you see now.
Not anymore. Right?
Yeah, not anymore. Not
anymore. You hear Facebook.
Not anymore. And so I got to help my mom get to where she needs to be. I got to make up for lost time. I got to make up for all those years that I wouldn't do anything. Mm-hmm. So, yesterday I had a conversation with God. I said, me and you, God, we going to do this. My mom, the load really be taken off of my mom. She's done enough. That is a real mother, that even though I was going through my 8-year slump, pretty much, she still was there. She never gave up. She kept going. She kept fighting for me. That is a real parent. That's a real parent. You cannot give up on your kids. And a lot of people saying they did all they could. No, you really didn't. Because if my mom did this, God and her did this and got me here when I wasn't even trying. I wasn't even pushing.
I felt like I was carrying dead weight.
And, that means so much to me. Yeah. I know I've been long-winded on this, but,
we may have to pick back up tomorrow.
We may have to pick back up tomorrow.
We don't want to carry people too long.
We don't want to carry y'all too long. That's what y'all. I know this is not what you guys were expecting to hear, but you have to be totally free. You have to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'd rather talk about, spend a few days talking about this than 20 years going through the same thing over and over. And I'm 30 years old. I'm 40 years old, and my life has not improved. Mm-hmm. And getting it, out right now. And being free. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Take the time. That's what it is. Take the time now to help yourself. And put yourself through a cycle of years and years.
Constant repeated cycle.
Of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're not improving. You're not growing.
Break the bad cycles.
Before you know it, you're middle-aged or older, and you have not gotten anywhere.
Mm-hmm. And men are still dealing with the absence of a father.
Exactly.
John Gray, 44, he's still dealing with the fact that his father, left.
Was never, his father left.
Mm-hmm. And then died, but a few years ago.
Died
whatever.
18 years ago.
Okay. And so that was the hard thing for him.
You growing up without a parent is so. Growing up with both parents is so important. Your child, for them to have an easier life, please. If you're not married,
and stress-free life,
and a stress-free life, and so you don't have a stress-free life.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a stress-free life. Please get that child some help
with mentors.
Put people in that child's life. Whatever.
And get therapy.
Whatever gender is missing in that child's life.
Not just the mentors, but I would say also, because in the Black community, we taught not to, go to therapy and all of that. But if your child, family therapy, counseling, psychologists, get that out, and writing. That's why, I'm so strong on, getting everyone to write in those journals and to write that book. Not that you're telling all your business, because that's not the purpose of the book. You want to help people, and we hope this inspires other people, because I'm quite sure a lot of other single moms are going through some things they didn't, with their kids, and they didn't know what's going on with the son, because I didn't know for 8 years until then. You opened up. He would tell me a little bit, and the Holy Spirit would tell me something, but I need to hear out of Daniel's mouth. And just little simple words that he said I said, you could have said this a long time ago. I would ask him pretty much what I asked him yesterday, and I would talk about it, but he wouldn't tell me how that really affected him, like deeply, where he broke down. And I'm like, wow, we could have been further along had he just, dealt with it. But, that's what we had to go through. And we hope that you don't have to go through it. Yeah. And if you're going through, let's break it. Let's break that cycle.
Break it now.
Break that cycle now. Please. So, get that help that you need. Don't go through the 8 years we went through. Get the help now. Let's break the cycle and the chains. We don't hold you any longer. We know that this has been a little bit longer than intended. We posted the links and everything for you to go to. Please view those links. He's purchased my seasoning and our books. And we'll be back on tomorrow with more of Devine Magazine and Talk Show with Daniel and Carleatha. Have a great and awesome day. Celebrate your life, guys, and be free. And so, because the time is now, our subject.
Time is on
our side, and that's the time. Time to get yourself healed, and that's what we're doing. So we love you, and we'll be back again with another segment. We love you. Peace.